In the icy mountains of Turkey, where nature is at its harshest, there exists a creature that everyone must fear: wild boars. They not only endure the freezing cold, but also thrive with a thick layer of fat and a dense coat of fur that help them survive the harsh winter. But it is this intense vitality that makes them a nightmare for the locals. Today, we are not just setting out to hunt. We set out to face the real challenge, where every step holds a hidden danger. A life and death journey through the deep forest, where the battle is not only between humans and beasts, but also a confrontation with the dangers of the wild nature. We prepared in silence: cold weather jackets, rifles, hunting knives, infrared binoculars. Each item was carefully inspected. The click of bullets chambering, the creak of leather straps tightening on our shoulders. No one said much. The -15-degree cold felt like it froze the entire world, yet in everyone's eyes burned a fierce fire. The hunting dogs began to howl. They had caught the scent of what we were after. The tracks were close. I gripped the rifle stock tightly, my heart pounding in sync with the dog's footsteps. Then that dark figure appeared, a massive wild boar, tearing through the snow in search of forest roots. I took steady aim. My breath raced, but I held it in my chest. My finger tightened on the trigger. The shot thundered through the forest. The beast jolted violently, then crashed to the ground, snow exploding all around. As we got closer, we realized it weighed nearly 200 kilos, a solid mass of muscle capable of smashing through a wooden wall. In that moment, the whole group let out a sigh of relief, but no one smiled, because we knew this was only the beginning. Out there, many stronger beasts were still hiding. By late afternoon, the snow began to fall heavily. The tracks vanished beneath the blanket of white. Unable to continue, we returned to camp. Beside the small fire, everyone recalled the tense moments we had just experienced. Though we had claimed a victory, deep down everyone knew the forest still held countless challenges waiting for us. A new day began. This time we decided not to use the hunting dogs. Everything had to rely on experience, intuition, and sharpness. The deeper we went, the quieter the forest became, until even the sound of the wind made us startle. I bent down. On the snow, a faint footprint appeared. It was still warm, with steam rising from it. The animal had just passed by. My heart beat faster. We moved forward slowly. Then through the white mist, a figure appeared. Huge, fierce. There was no time to think. I quickly took aim and pulled the trigger. The gunshot rang out, and the beast collapsed instantly. A streak of bright red blood spread across the white snow, a scene both brutal and cold. We hadn't even caught our breath when the ground began to shake. The forest stirred. Suddenly, a herd of wild boars charged out like a flood. Gunfire erupted in rapid bursts. I brought one down, but the rest quickly scattered like phantoms. I shouted out for Leon. His gunfire echoed from the mountainside, each shot sharp and precise, stopping the lead beast in its tracks. The air was thick with the smell of gunpowder and our ragged breaths. When everything finally settled, we slumped against the base of a tree. Our breath came out in white clouds, our hands trembling from the cold. No one said a word, but in our eyes we all knew. The battle was far from over.
Dur. At.
The third day greeted us with a blizzard. Visibility dropped to less than 10 meters, but the mission wasn't finished and we had no choice. We split into two groups and moved deep into a narrow valley where locals had reported fresh tracks. The wind howled in our ears, snow lashed against our faces, and every step felt as heavy as carrying stone. Suddenly, from ahead, a massive wild boar emerged. Its eyes burned red, breath streaming like smoke, its fur crusted with ice. It charged at us like a living storm. I took aim and fired. The bullet grazed it, but didn't stop its charge. The distance closed to just a few meters. My heart felt like it would explode. I drew my pistol, but my hands trembled from the cold and the tension. At that moment, Leon burst out from the mountainside. His rifle flashed again and again. The beast staggered, then crashed to the ground right in front of me. In that moment, we burst out laughing. A shaky laugh, part relief, part fear. The -20 cold seemed to vanish. Only one truth remained: we had survived. On the way back to camp, the snow began to thicken rapidly. The wind howled through the trees, the ground turned completely white, and the trail disappeared within minutes. We dragged our hard-earned trophies behind us, exhausted but relieved, believing the day's challenges were finally over. But nature gave no warning. From the slope beside us, a series of rapid noises echoed through the forest. The hunting dogs barked fiercely, straining at their leashes. Everyone came to an abrupt halt. Then suddenly, a herd of wild boars burst out of the woods like a raging waterfall. At least 5 of them, massive and frenzied, likely driven wild by the scent of the previous kill. The situation unfolded in an instant. Snow exploded into the air as the entire herd charged straight toward the transport group, the spot with the fewest guns. Shouts rang out as everyone scattered instinctively. On the right flank, Leon reacted like lightning, dropping the lead boar with a single shot and creating an opening. I spun around and fired a clean frontal shot at the second one barreling toward us. Short bursts of gunfire echoed one after another. The herd fell into chaos. A few turned and fled, while the rest collapsed onto the snowy ground. It all lasted less than 20 seconds, but everyone's hearts were pounding like war drums. There was no plan, no ambush, just pure survival instincts in the heart of the wilderness. The wind howled through the trees and the ground lay blanketed in snow. No words were needed. We all understood. There was no room for hesitation here. This hunt had come to an end. The threat before us had quieted, for now. But out there, in the endless forests, the wild boars remained. They would return, fiercer and more relentless. This was more than just a hunt, it was a responsibility. We acted to protect the farmers, safeguard the crops, and preserve the balance of nature. Every step we took followed the law, and above all, we put safety first. This journey will not end, for the frozen mountains and forests still hold many mysteries, many challenges, and many stories yet to be told. If you want to keep joining us for more thrilling and unpredictable journeys, make sure to hit like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. See you on the next adventure, where every moment is a razor-thin line between life and death.